I went to read.
First,
I went to read
that
I went to read response Huan and Jumo. In the world, it is something like two countries have some battle to get some land or get some money, like that they're fighting. They have like a battles. Then if our Korea have some war with the North Korea, then our Korea just want to our South Korea will be win. So if we can kill them with this biological weapons, then our Korea government will use that. Then use the other countries, their life are also very valuable. Then why I want to respond to that.
First, I do not agree about like banning the chemical and biological weapons, because first, the first biological and chemical warfare has first, they are like biological toxins, including fungi, viruses, and bacteria, and killing, incapacitating, or causing injuries, or to plants, animals, humans, and anything in the world, and even the soil. So they are said to be replicating entities or living organisms that are reproducing and replicating within the host victims. So these weapons may be used in many ways to kill people or do something to hurt anything, so such as killing people, killing animals, catching them, or things like that. And first, they have first been used when the Assyrians first put fungus in the water supply of their enemies to make a less effective fighting force. So first, the cons of the biological warfare and the chemical warfare are that it is never 100% effective. So what I search is that deadly nature research has consistently found that between 1 to 10% of the general population is naturally immune to the biological compounds that has been formed in a weapon. So this means that it means that to effectively remove an enemy population or kill them, a nation would be forced to expose their soldiers to these compounds so that survivals can be eliminated. And then there are massive amounts of damage. So if you put a bomb underground and it is said to be for about 1 minute, then and people don't know because it's underground, then that would explode and the soil will be flying in the air. Everyone will be eating it and having dirt in their eyes, or there would be a huge thingy, a huge pile of dirt all over this place. And if it's a forest, then it'll be kind of sad for them because the soil is bad. It became bad. And next, these weapons are unpredictable. So in a few instances where biological weapons were dispersed, there were much as of a chance that a nation can affect their own supplies and it could affect their own troops with compounds that were meant for the enemy, and some biological components can live, which means that a site can be hot for upwards of 5 decades, sometimes, and mostly unusable. So that's what I think. That's what I searched, and I disagree about it.
That if South Korea would want to win the war between win against North Korea, you said that South Korea would need biological or chemical weapons because the other enemies spirit are not precious. But I don't think so, because you said that the other enemies spirit are not that precious, but you just said that all people's spirit are all precious. So I want to ask you about that. And also I have heard that North Korea also now South Korea don't have any chemical or biological weapon, because South Korea South Korea are in CWC, but North Korea are not in CWC. So North Korea have its own biological and chemical weapons. For example, North Korea have biological weapons like anthrax, smallpox, and cholera. Like these virus. This virus. I think these virus. So I want to ask that. I want to say that North Korea have biological weapons. So I don't think that South Korea would win in the war against North Korea, because North Korea have biological weapon already.
I will repel the Hyun said. The Hyun said no, it's not response to you. I just refer to your opinion and your response to that. Okay. As you said, we have the South Korea have to use the kinds of weapons when we try to win the war through the North Korea, but I don't think so. North Korea or South Korea, some of the two countries, the one country use that kinds of weapons on the Korean Peninsula. If that country use the atomic weapons, the Korean Peninsula's people are exposed on the radiation, and if it is biological, many people get the harmful disease, and if we use the chemical weapons, all of the people get the hard to breathing. So the important point is, even the one country use that kinds of weapons, the whole two countries, the Korean Peninsula, get the harmful damage. So I think your opinion is wrong.
Okay, Human says Jesus blah blah that all people should be very valuable and they have to live. Then, but why we have why some countries have some war in there. I'm just then ask about that, and if human be harmful some BW, but I think that the environment, if chemicals, yeah, I say biological weapons. If we if human gets some hurt from that, the human can live for some medicine, like something that.
So next, I would like to say I wouldn't really
Can be so killed from that. But the environment can be easily to be back to like the very freshing. So I think that for environment we should not using that.
So not really a response to Dan, but this is just what I researched. So first, the cons of biological warfare. I couldn't find the chemicals, but first the cons are first, the biological warfare is first associated with pros and cons. So one of the biggest disadvantage of biological warfare is that its nature is being unpredictable. So like if you have a bomb under the ground, then you wouldn't know if like the animals who are living under the soil is going to die, or the soil is going to be like flying, or like you can't really predict what is going to happen when you use biological warfare. And then there have been recorded incidents of affecting its own troops. So another disadvantage is that biological warfare linger for the longest period of time. As an example, anthrax can live for more or less 50 years in soil. This therefore signifies that the longer it stays, the more possibilities for unwanted effects. So would you want to have a bomb under your apartment for about like 50 years and you don't know when it's going to like bomb? Of course you wouldn't like it. So as I said, an anthrax. So an anthrax is like a bomb. That's what I heard. Yeah. If you have an anthrax underground and it's under your apartment, then would you like yourself to have a bomb under your apartment? No. So of course you wouldn't want a bomb under your apartment, and you don't know when it's going to bomb out. So that's why there are more folks that don't like biological warfare. And a knowledge about biological warfare pros and cons is something that individuals should obtain. So it's like they will be able to weigh things out and make justifications. So it also serves as a basis of deciding if biological weapon should be used. Yeah, so you could decide if you like know about it, then you should be able to know if it should be used or not. Yes, so if you say like there's another thing called like germ warfare, so it is just like biological warfare. So a germ is simply germs are very small organisms or living things that can cause people to get sick, or they can probably exist since the beginning of the time. So they are everywhere. So like in my hand there are like tons of germs. So like you could call them in Korean segun, or like things like that. So like stunning short histories of germs. They're like bacteria. So like Auntie Van Leeuwenhoek first looked at organisms under a microscope, and then like Louis Pasteur developed a germ theory that is an idea that we're living as cause disease or like things like that in the 1860s. So there are 4 main types of germs. So first there are bacteria, second there is virus, third there is fungi, and fourth there is protozoa. Yes, protozoa. So you could think as bacteria is the same thing as fungi, but no, bacteria is a single-celled creature, so it's like so small that you need a microscope to see them, and they live just about everywhere on Earth. So you can name it in the air, in soil, in water, and yes, in or on humans. And virus, it needs a host to survive, so it can grow and reproduce on its own, and if they have enough food. So viruses need to be inside a cell of a living planet or animal, including humans, and even inside a bacterium. So virus can be in bacteria, so that's how it's small. So it could be in our body. So if we have a virus, then we can have like a cold or things like that, so we can get like weak and sick. Fungi, it is made up of many cells, lives off and on planets and blah 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 blah. So those kinds are biological warfare, and like you see that these are all bad and they're very small. So if you put them in water and people drink it, then they die. So that's how it is bad. So if you have like bacteria on your hand and you like lick it, then it's going to be terrible. If you lick germs on your hand, then you could get sick, you could die, or you could like even pass out. So that's how it is that bad. And like, you know, as I said before, there have been a lot of accidents, or like on purpose, people have been putting some like bacteria in like the enemy's water, and because like in wars, people get like out of water, so they drink water and they drink the bacteria and they die. So like about half of them died. So that's how it is bad, and we don't want to kill people, but like except for wars. So that's what I think. That's what I heard, and that's what I think, and that's what I researched about.
I want to ask to Dan. You said that if some people are contracted in some deadly some biological or chemical weapons, you said that chemical weapons. You said that you said people can be cured by medicine, but I think that some deadly virus. I think that most of the soldiers will die of the virus because what about some terrorist groups use Ebola as a biological weapon? According to Guardian.com, maybe some experts are worried that some terrorists would use Ebola to terror the building. So. To fight with soldiers. So I want to ask you to Dan how about you said that if some soldiers are contracted in biological weapons, they can be cured with medicine, but I want to ask about what about deadly virus that What about deadly virus? Some deadly virus can't. If some soldiers are contracted in some deadly virus, people can't survive in that situation. So I think that I want to ask about that. Why I want to ask that some virus if some soldiers are contracted in deadly virus, can they be cured with medicine?
I want to ask too. What is the deadly virus name? I have to know the name because